Kevin Vallejos has just starched Josh Emmett inside one round. He is never beating the Ilia Topuria comparisons, and for good reason. This guy has every capability of becoming a future UFC featherweight champion, and I think his path to doing so is very favourable. For starters, let's break down the destruction of Josh Emmett. Never took a backward step, counter-punching everything Emmett had to throw, thrown with heat in the pocket, and he's so defensively sound. I know that Ilia comparisons get talked about a lot, but I think he might even be technically a more defensively boxing sound fighter than Ilia Topuria. He's always in the correct position. He's always tucked. His hands are always up. There was no openings for Josh Emmett. If Josh Emmett can't get off his power punches, he's often been neutralised in fights. But a lot of that comes with grappling Josh Emmett. He didn't do none of that. He neutralised him and put him out in a minute by just being aware with his defence. It was such a clinic. Walking him down, waiting for him to strike, countering with 3 or 4 shots. Every time they got in the pocket, it looked like Vallejos was going to put him out then and there. And sooner rather than later, he did just that. Seriously though, Kevin Vallejos must be some sort of Scooby-Doo villain. If you remove the mask, it is definitely Ilia Topuria inside there. It's almost an exact comparison. The way they move forward, the way they throw strikes, it's like watching a mirror image. You know the images of Ilia and Conor where he'd steal the belt, he'd say the same things, the black from the waist down. That is Kevin Vallejos' fight style and Ilia Topuria's fight style. And we've seen that can do extremely well at featherweight. I look at his resume now, having already taken out Giga Chikadze and Josh Emmett. He's going to be top 10 ranked by Tuesday. He has already got a solid resume going forward as a top contender, and he's 24 years old. In his first fight, he took Gene Silva to a very tough and hard-fought decision. That's impressive to do at such a young age. And now he's 24, he's going to crack the top 10, and he might be the most dangerous striker in featherweight at this current moment. Now, given that me and everybody else has already made the Ilia Topuria comparisons, let's compare their bouts versus Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett is clearly not the guy he was when he fought Ilia Topuria. However, there's got to be some sort of resemblance, even if it's 70% of Josh Emmett. I'm not saying Ilia's 50-42 over Josh Emmett wasn't equally as impressive, but starching Josh Emmett in one round on the feet is something that fighters just do not do. Putting him away, putting him down and putting him out. Ilia's power couldn't put Josh Emmett out. Maybe he had a better chin back then. Maybe his wherewithals was with him more then. I know he's 41 years old now. But Ilia Topuria struggled to put Josh Emmett away. Didn't. Vallejos did it in one. Melquizael Costa, Steve Garcia, Diego Lopez, Gene Silva, Lerone Murphy. There are so many good striking matchups that this potentially could turn into. Ken Vallejos has a clear striking battle run to the title. I know he called out Sterling. That's probably the worst matchup for him possible, but he wants the hard fights. And I feel like he does have a solid ability to stuff takedowns just in his style of aggressive striking alone. The way he trudges forward, you saw him stuff the takedown against Josh Emmett, flattens him out instantly. His reflexes are so strong and his base is so set that oncoming takedowns aren't going to bother him as much as a tall, upright striker who may struggle a little bit more. Personally, I would love to see the Gene Silva rematch run back. I don't know if Gene will look for someone lower in the rankings than him currently, as he is also on a rocket ship to the top. But Kevin Vallejos is 2 fights away from being a serious contender for the featherweight title. Just a brief shout out to a guy we will discuss on my live streams. Harry Hardwick is the man. I don't care that he lost. I don't care that he got his jaw broken. After getting dominated in his first UFC fight, he then put on for the fans. An absolute war. This was a great card as a whole, but a big shout out to Harry Hardwick. Pulling it on, going all out, doing a vast majority of a round with a hanging loose jaw. I mean, that shit was hard to look at. If I'm a featherweight inside the top 10 and Hunter Campbell calls my phone talking about Kevin Vallejos, I'm hanging up immediately. You do not want those troubles, given that maybe in 2 or 3 fights, when he's established and he's ranked inside the top 3, inside the top 5, maybe it's worth the risk just to get the boost in numbers. But right now, ranked where he's going to be ranked around number 10, for that kind of danger, if I was a featherweight contender right now, I'd be avoiding that at all costs. I think Kevin Vallejos is guaranteed to be a future champion. Let me know who you guys want to see Kevin Vallejos fight next. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more of the same content. If I'm a featherweight inside the top 10 and Hunter Campbell, if I'm a featherweight inside top 10, if I'm a feather